This is KI0AR. Does anyone need to use the repeater system before I begin this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net? Please go ahead now. Calling the Colorado Astronomy Net, calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR. My name is Bernice, and I'll be your net control for this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net. Just a reminder, the 3-minute timeout function is still in effect, so during long transmissions, please allow the repeater systems to reset themselves. Also, please use the word break for emergency or priority traffic. If there is any emergency or priority traffic, please go ahead now. Okay, nothing heard. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu, on Wednesdays to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up in the night skies for the week, any other special events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. It counts as part of their outreach to the general public, of which we are a part. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated. I take check-ins several ways. I take them over the air, of course. I take them via NetLogger. So if you have NetLogger, that's probably the easiest way. I'll see your call sign pop up in the AIM window and get you checked in that way. Take them across over the airwaves as well. Take them via email. If you wish to, if you're out there listening and don't have any other way to check in, you can send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and let me know your first name, location, and call sign if you've got one. You may also check in via YouTube. I am now on the Colorado Astronomy Net is now on YouTube. It's been there for several months now. So if you wish to check in that way, I will get you on and you may listen in via YouTube as well. Just a note that there is a considerable lag between talking over the radio and receiving over YouTube. So good 30 seconds, possibly even more. I'm not sure exactly what the lag is, but it is definitely a lag between my voice and what you hear over YouTube. But I do appreciate all those different ways to check in. And I'll start acknowledging NetLogger check-ins in just a sec. Okay, we've got several check-ins via NetLogger already. Let's see, I want to make sure I got everybody. We got Jack, KE0VH, thanks for checking in tonight. Doug, K0ATP, thanks for checking in tonight. Dave, AF0AS, thanks for checking in tonight. Moy, N5ZIQ, thanks for checking in tonight. Rip, K3XO, thanks for checking in tonight. Brian, W4BJB, thanks for checking in tonight. And David, WE8M, thanks for checking in tonight. Let's see, I'll go ahead and begin taking check-ins over the air. Anyone wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net? Let's see, we got one more check-in via NetLogger. We got Roy, KI7PKL. Thanks for checking in tonight there, Roy. took them over the air. So right now, if you wish to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
This is KS0URB. That's Kilo Foxtrot 0 Uniform Romeo Papa. Kilo 7 Mike Lima India. Kilo 7 Mike Lima India. This is Kilo Juliet 5 Lima Juliet Zulu. Kilo Juliet 5 Lima Juliet Zulu. I think you also have one on YouTube on the live comment. You have a check-in on the YouTube comment. This is Alpha Golf 5 Yankee Lima. Alpha Golf 5 Yankee Lima. Kilo Juliet 7 Quebec Golf Foxtrot. Kilo Juliet 7 Quebec Golf Foxtrot. This is Kilo India 7 Zulu Romeo India. Kilo India 7 Zulu Romeo India. In and out. Taking 5 in the hour. Kilo Juliet 5 Mike Echo Romeo. In and out. Alpha Delta 2 IZ. Alpha Delta 2 IZ. In and out. This is Kilo J5 Mike Echo Lima. Kilo 5 Kilo Juliet Echo Kilo Juliet 5 Echo Lima. Jose in Austin, Texas. In and out.
Okay, let's see. Some of those calls are new on the list, so I'm not going to let you get away with in and outs there. Just the way I run my net. I always like to touch base with my first time check-ins. We do have a bunch there, so I do appreciate the new calls. What I'd like to do, well, first I'll introduce myself. My name is Bernice. That's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra, and the call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. I've been doing the Colorado Astronomy Net for 29 years, coming up on 30 years next February. So been here doing it for a while. The way this works, I'm obviously taking some check-ins, got some announcements, got some local astronomical news, got some bulletins for you this evening, and then after, and a rocket report, hopefully, and then I like to go down the list and talk with everybody, especially find out what you're looking at up in the skies. Like to kind of I live in, just south of Denver, where the city lights are quite bright. So I kind of like to live vicariously for those of you who may be out away from the cities and get some observational reports there. But what I like to do is touch base with my first time check-ins, and it looks like there's a bunch of you tonight. And let's see, just a sec. I'm trying to figure out who is new and who isn't. and I will call on you anyway, in and out, especially those that may be a few time zones ahead of the Denver area, because I know you guys are, I do appreciate you staying up late with me this evening. And like I said, you can always catch it on you can always catch it on YouTube as well, so later on. But let's see. How many? Wow. I think we got a bunch of new calls on there, so I do appreciate that. And yeah, bear with me. I do like to get okay. I do love it. We got a whole bunch of check-ins already. Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new ones and 22 check-ins on the list already, so I do appreciate that. I like to touch base with my new check-ins. First new check-in is Greg, Greg and Craig. KF0URP. Good evening to you, Greg. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for decades or somewhere in between. If you've got any special interests within the astronomical realm, that you can share that with us too as well. KF0URP, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Please tell us a little bit more about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead.
Fireside Net.
Fireside Net. Yeah, you're connected, so I do appreciate that. Looks like we got a whole bunch of people on here. Okay, what I need to do is back up a little and acknowledge all the check-ins before I touch base. Okay, we got Greg, KF0URP, Victor, K7MLI. Thanks for checking in tonight, Jacob, KJ5L. JZ, thanks for checking in tonight. Michael, KO5AOK on YouTube, thanks for checking in tonight. Eric in Austin, KAG5YL, thanks for checking in tonight, Eric. Welcome. So I do appreciate your checking in tonight. Susan, KJ7QGF, thanks for checking in tonight. Don, Don, KI7ZRI, thanks for checking in tonight. Shane, KJ5MER, I do believe. That's a new call on the list, so welcome. Do appreciate you checking in tonight. Robert, another new call, AD2IZ up in New York. So Bob, there you go. Bob, thanks for checking in tonight. Definitely want to talk with you for just a sec. So hopefully you can stick around. Jose, KJ5MEL, thanks for checking it. Too close. Those may be new calls on the list, MER and MEL, so thanks for that. Jose, welcome to the net. Jay, AI7OF, thanks for checking in tonight. And Benjamin, KM4LMO, I do believe. If I mess up anybody's call sign, please please let me know as well. Out in Virginia, so welcome. Benjamin from Virginia. I'm originally from Virginia myself. Randall, AE7RJ, thanks for checking in tonight. And Charles over on YouTube, KJ5HIC, thanks for checking in tonight. And again, welcome to the net. All the new calls. Let me go back up to Greg and see if he's still around. KF0URP, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Tell us a little bit about your background interests in astronomy there. Go ahead, please. All right, next new call is Eric down in Texas, AG5YL. Good evening to you, Eric. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead.
Hey, Roger, Roger. I'm in the swimming pool, actually. Well, my dad was into my first telescope 3 years before I was born. Built telescopes, won a bunch of awards, best in engineering at the Riverside Telescope Makers Conference. I was president of the Austin Astronomical Society for a number of years. Built my telescope. We looked at the moon and Mars last night, and today we looked at the sun, lots and lots of sunspots, and just always done astronomy, and also do ham radio. So from in the pool in Austin, Texas, this is Alpha Golf 5 Yankee Lima, back to net.
All right, Eric, thanks for that. Appreciate it. Looks like I've got some experience to count on every now and then. I do like those of you who do have experience, and I do appreciate tremendously those of you who don't, because I like to share my experiences with the new guys or the new check-ins. Pardon that. It's yeah, there's Susan out there, so pardon, pardon that. New people out there learning astronomy and just wanting to know what's up in the skies. So I do appreciate both ways, and so I do appreciate that. And again, Eric, welcome to the net. Next, a new call, Shane in Austin as well. KJ5MER. I know you checked in and out, but love to hear what your interest and background in astronomy is there, Shane. Please go ahead and share. Go ahead.
Hey, this is Shane in Austin, Texas. Yes, just driving around doing some errands this evening. Casual listener of things and casual listener of the up in the sky. So definitely not in the expert category. KJ5 NER.
All right, Shane, thanks for that. Drive carefully. And yeah, like I said, I've been doing it for 29 years. We've been on YouTube if you want to check out some of the past programs as well. And tonight's, well, we're recording that one as well. So stick around. I do appreciate everybody checking in. And one reason I like to touch base with everybody right off the bat that are new calls is sometimes you do have to drop out. Sometimes you're out there doing errands, things like that, and just popping in. But I definitely appreciate the check-ins, that's for sure. Bob, up in New York, AD2IZ. Good evening to you, Bob. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead. All right, next is Jose down in Austin, Texas. KJ5MEL. Good evening to you, Jose. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead.
Thank you for that. This is KJ5MEL, and I'm from Central America, Honduras. Not very luminous in astronomy, although I do have a Bachelor in Science, so I was able to see some physics and astronomy on the way. But I've been to a couple of telescopes, or observatories, as you call them, and it's always very, very, very interesting. I've led a busy life and haven't had a chance to develop any great studies in this area or learn more in this area, but I most certainly want to learn. I'm 70 years old, and I think it's time for me to learn quite a bit. So thank you for this net, and I plan to be here as the days go by. Thank you very much, and hello everybody. A brand new amateur, barely my license. The ink has barely dried on it. It's only 10 days old. So thank you. Thank you for that great welcome. And God bless you all, and have a good evening. Be monitoring, and I want to learn. So thank you. Have a good evening to all. 73.
All right, Jose, appreciate that. Yeah, I'm only just a couple years behind you there. And this is a learning net, that's for sure. I like questions, and I'll try to answer them all. And sometimes I even have questions. And like I say, I learn something every net, and I'm the one that's running it. So there. I just turned 68 myself. So, Jose, welcome to the net. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. I always like to hear stories, especially south, the further south. I've never been any further south than Hawaii myself and seen the skies up there, but I definitely like to get further south and see the southern hemisphere and any stories that go along with that. We do have some check-ins from Australia, New Zealand, as well every now and then, and love to hear their stories of south of south of the border, so to speak. But again, Jose, welcome. I do appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Benjamin out in Virginia, same question to you. KM4LMO, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead. Okay, let's see. Charles, also in Austin, Texas, or thereabouts. KJ5HIC. Good evening to you, Charles. If you're out there listening in over on YouTube, definitely say hey, or if you can check in audibly, go ahead, please. Tell us a little bit about your background interest. Go ahead. All right, this is KI0AR, net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, we got you. No worries. But howdy, I'll wave to you. Wave to you, Charles. So appreciate you being there over on YouTube. Yeah, okay, Ben, you go by Ben. There we go. Did not hear your echo link there, Ben. If you want to try again, KM4LMO, go ahead, please. Tell us a little bit about your background. All right. No, Ben, we did not get anything on Echolink, but I got you here, so thanks for that. All right. Wow, we're already half an hour into the net, and I haven't even gotten into the announcements yet. So let me carry on. We have a bunch of new people on here, so I do appreciate that. A nice long list. I love it. I'll go announcements and then get into the local astronomical news, then look for check-ins a little bit later on. Again, if you wish to check in, if you have NetLogger, I'll get you in right away. If you have YouTube, if you're on YouTube, you can pop up there as well, especially if you got a call sign, let me know. All right, Ben, I got your note. You can hear us, but let's see. All right, okay. Still learning, no worries, no worries. You may want to check out skyhublink.com, and check your nodes on Echolink, and it's in there somewhere. And connect directly to SkyHubLink, and you may want to go that way and try again, or wait for the next break. So I'm going to carry on with announcements. I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email and the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to my email newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list. Or you may visit the website at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at the top of the web page is also a spot where you may submit your email address and get subscribed to the email version of the newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my call sign, KI0AR. You'll find a whole bunch of links, including links to the web page and the newsletter. And also, I'm in the process of remembering how to create a web page. I do have a new domain name, coastronomy.net. Hopefully I can get that started so I can have a proper web page for the Colorado Astronomy Net, but I need to remember how to do it. I did these things so many years ago, back in the 90s. So it's been a while since I actually built a website from scratch. So I have to remember all that myself. So I'm in learning mode too. Let's see, there's some posts over on YouTube as well, Moy. I appreciate that. And W9GIL. We got you. Oh, in Poland. Wow. The SB link in Poland through the Anzil net in Australia. Wow, cool. Let me get that one posted. So thanks for that. If you can hear us, that I certainly appreciate that, you checking in. But we'll talk with you later. That's a new call. Let's see. So welcome to the net over on YouTube. Thanks for that. Oh, where was I? Announcements. I volunteer with a youth group called the International Association for Astronomical Studies, a youth group that meets out in Strasburg, Colorado on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students interested in astronomy, amateur radio, high power rocketry, remote control aircraft flying, full scale aircraft construction, archaeoastronomy, radio astronomy, and balloon launch communications. More than welcome to visit their website at www.iaas.org or visit them on Facebook under the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies. They also have a club call sign, K0AAS, and I know they would love to hear other amateurs giving them a call on Friday evenings. And asking them questions about what they're learning and what they're building out in Strasbourg. They got radio astronomy shack. They've got observational dome getting built. They have one in planning. Several things. Got a nice antenna farm out there, so I'm jealous, and I know a lot of you guys would be jealous with what kind of radio setups they've got out there, that's for sure. But they got a lot of stuff going on out there, and I know they would love to hear people calling them on Friday evenings from 6 until 8. K0AAS is their call sign. On Mondays and Wednesday nights, those of you who are interested in flight simulations, you may want to check out Jack's Flight Sim, Captain Jack Flight Sim, CAPNJACKFLTSIM. Mondays and Wednesdays around 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Always neat flights. Had a nice flight with Jack last night. So he'll plug those a little bit as well. He's actually listening to another one. So, or prepping for his tomorrow's flight. So if those of you who are interested in flight simulations, definitely check that out. I have a lot of ham radio operators check into that as well. So check that out. That's it for the announcements. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, let's see. I'll go ahead and get into the local astronomical news for this tail end of July. Maybe get into a few of the things beginning of August as well, but right now it's tail end of July. We had a new moon back on the 4th. We got a first quarter moon coming up on the 1st, this Friday. Full moon will occur again on the 9th of August. The moon was at perigee, its closest approach to the Earth this month. Back on the 20th, it was 228,690 miles from Earth. The moon will be at apogee, its farthest point away from the Earth, next month on the 1st. It will be 251,134 miles from Earth. All right, I am still in the process of writing up next month's newsletter, so we're just going to have Pretty much just the tail end of July here for tonight. Maybe a few things, like I said. Planetary highlights for July. Summer nights offer lots of interesting sights this month. Mercury and Mars are on show in the evening twilight. Both Uranus and Neptune stand near brighter beacons. Neptune and Saturn are 2 moon widths apart all month, while the morning sky hosts Venus and Uranus together in Taurus. Saturn also shows off 2 Titan shadow transits visible through small telescopes. Jupiter returns late in the month as Pluto reaches opposition. Excerpt from Astronomy Magazine, July 2025, page 28. On with the individual planets. Mercury. Mercury will be at inferior conjunction on the 31st, meaning that it is between us and the Sun in just a couple of days. So Mercury is not going to be visible for the rest of the month, and probably not for the first 10 days of August. We got Mercury. Let's see, Mercury is setting about 7:42 p.m. On the 31st. Yep, Mercury is not visible for the rest of this month. Mercury is in the constellation of Cancer. Shining at magnitude is 0.4 back on the 1st. Quick tutorial on magnitudes in just a sec. The magnitude scale is an inverse logarithmic scale, meaning as the magnitudes increase, the apparent brightness of an object related to that magnitude decreases by a factor of about 2.5. The dimmest object that the human eye can see is around 6th magnitude under optimal conditions. Dark skies, away from the cities, clear. All that kind of good stuff that will allow your eyeball to see that. A 5th magnitude object is 2.5 times brighter than a 6th magnitude object, while a 7th magnitude object is 2.5 times dimmer. Anything greater than 6, you will definitely need binoculars or a telescope to spot. Anything less than 6, you will see with the naked eye, but put those binoculars up on those objects and telescopes for sure, so you can pull out some of the details. And be careful when you're looking at the sun. We do have one of those sun viewing. We'll hopefully get some reports on that. Let's see, who was that? Darn it, I did not. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah, that was Eric. Okay, yeah, I'd like to hear some of those observational reports from him shortly. So we will look forward to that. But definitely use filtering for looking at the sun, and maybe even some filtering looking at the full moon as well. For those of you who are in large cities, don't expect to see too many objects that are much dimmer than about 3rd or 4th magnitude. The city lights just wash out just about everything. So I am south of Denver myself, and I have a very difficult time in a suburban area, and all of the street lights, house lights, city lights, things like that wash out all but the brightest of stars, unfortunately. Continuing on, Venus is rising about 3 a.m. by month's end. Look for Venus to the east about an hour before sunrise. Venus moves from the constellation of Taurus into Gemini. It's actually in Gemini now, shining at a magnitude minus 4.1. The Earth was at aphelion back on the 3rd. That's its farthest point away from the sun this year. It was 94.5 million miles away back on the 3rd. We got Mars setting about 10:15 p.m. by month's end. Look for Mars to the southwest in the evening. Mars moves from the constellation of Leo into Virgo, shining at magnitude 1.5. It's actually in Virgo now. We got Jupiter rising about 3:45 a.m. By month's end. Look for Jupiter to the east about an hour before sunrise. Jupiter is in the constellation of Gemini, shining at magnitude -1.9. Then we got Saturn is now rising about 10:30 p.m. By month's end. So Saturn has definitely returned to the evening sky, but won't be best spotted until later in the early morning hours, definitely after 11:30 midnight time frame when it's a little bit higher, 2 or 3 a.m. Oh, look for Saturn towards the south. Saturn is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 0.9. Next, we have Uranus rising about 1 a.m. by month's end. Look for Uranus to the southeast before sunrise. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.8. Then we got Neptune. Neptune is rising about 10:25 p.m. by month's end. Look for Neptune to the south before sunrise, leading Saturn by just a few minutes all month. Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.7. You'll notice Saturn is shining at a magnitude of 0.9, while Neptune is a magnitude 7.7. So a solid 6 magnitudes dimmer. So that's well over. Let's see, every 5 magnitudes is about 100 times either brighter or dimmer as you're going up or down. I should say down or up in that case, in magnitude. So that's how that scale is actually designed. So being nearly 7 magnitudes dimmer than Saturn puts it well over 100 times dimmer. It will definitely be a challenge, but if you can find Saturn with a pair of binoculars, you may be able to see Neptune just above it, about 2 moon widths, or about 1 degree of sky just above. Neptune will look like a kind of a bluish dot, maybe with a little bit of green in there. So a bluish with a little bit of green. Uranus is kind of just the other way. It's kind of greenish with a little bit of blue. Uranus is kind of greenish blue, while Neptune, Uranus is kind of a bluish green, and Neptune is kind of a greenish blue. There we go. So look for those two, and you will see a discernible disk. That's the difference. That will be the a discernible disk. That will be the difference between looking at a star or a planet. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Dwarf planets. We got Ceres rising, just before midnight, about 11:50 p.m. by month's end. Ceres can be spotted low to the south before sunrise. Ceres is on the constellation of Cetus, shining at magnitude 8.9. And we have Pluto, was at opposition just a couple of days ago on the 25th, rising as the sun set. Pluto is now rising about 8 p.m. by month's end. Pluto can be spotted before sunrise to the south-southwest. Actually, wait till it's high in the south when it is highest, but it's going to be a challenge. Pluto appears at its best for the year right now. So Pluto is in the constellation of Capricornus, shining at magnitude 15.1. As always, good luck at spotting Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto. A large telescope and dark skies will be needed. Scopes, 12-inch in diameter. That's reflector scopes. 12-inch in diameter or greater will definitely be needed to see Pluto. some of your better, larger refractors as well. And lots of patience. My 8-inch scope will not see Pluto. It's only good to about 12th magnitude. And the dimmest I've actually seen with my scope is about 11.5 under optimal conditions. So it'd definitely be a challenge for Pluto. Lots of patience and lots of nights observing to see which little dot moves. Meteor showers. Okay, we got a couple of meteor showers. One that's peaking right now. So we have the southern Delta Aquarids. This meteor shower has a duration of July 14th through August 18th. Maximum hourly rates of 15 to 20 occur on July 28th, 29th. So look for some of those streaking through the skies tomorrow morning for sure. We actually missed the peak either this morning or yesterday morning. And we got the northern Delta Aquarids extends from July 16th through September 10th. Maximum occurs on August 13th. Hourly rates reach a high of 10. We have the Perseids meteor shower coming up, peaking on the 12th of August. One of the best meteor showers of the year. However, we'll be contending with a waning gibbous moon in the early AM hours. Now the moon is full on the 9th, so not a great time for the Perseids, but there are some other minor meteor showers earlier in August and later in August as well. That will give you a few meteors streaking through the skies, maybe even some fireballs or bolides as well. So look for those. That is it. Comets. There's no significant comet activity this month. However, we may be getting some more activity September, October timeframe. I've seen some notes on that. That's it for the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, let's see. Woj Tech, okay. W9GIL. Don't think I definitely, I definitely butchered that name. Oh, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. If you can check in over the air, I'd certainly like to touch base with you and find out what's your interest, background in astronomy. Whether you're just starting out or been doing it for decades or somewhere in between. W9GIL, welcome to the net. Tell us a little bit about your background, interest in astronomy. Go ahead. Okay, I saw you say hi over on YouTube, so welcome. Let's see. All right, I'll go ahead and call for more check-ins and I'll get into the bulletins for this evening. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. For those of you who are interested in ISS passes, you may want to check out this website, www.heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. And I posted that up over on the YouTube page. There's only one pass in the next 10 days over the Denver area. It's a very low pass on the morning of the 30th, tomorrow, or actually the evening of the 30th, tomorrow evening, about 8:54 p.m. The one thing I like about this website is I can click on the particular date of interest for the pass and get a nice eight and a half or printable star chart, and you can see the you can see the path of the ISS through the skies. This one is very, very low, about 8:54 p.m. tomorrow night. The ISS travels from the northwest towards the southeast, peaking about 15 degrees above the southwestern horizon. It is actually, if you get out there and find the moon, it will pass just below the moon and just above the horizon, almost splitting it, at least over in the Denver area. Further south you go, the higher that it's going to be. The further north, of course, you may not. You may not see that pass. You might. All depends on what your location is. Be a little bit difficult to spot that. Definitely, I won't be able to see it from where I am. You definitely need a nice flat southern horizon to spot this one for sure. Again, that website is www.heavens-above.com. That's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, I got a bulletin for you, dated the 28th from space.com. I thought this might be apropos for tonight's net. Scientists analyze 76 million radio telescope images, find Starlink satellite interference where no signals are supposed to be present. A new survey analyzed the effect of Starlink satellite emissions on 76 million radio telescope images. There's no doubt that SpaceX's Starlink internet service has connected the world like never before. But at what cost? Astronomers have long voiced concerns about Starlink's satellite constellation interfering with observations of the universe, and a new study by Curtin University confirms those fears. An analysis of 76 million images from a prototype station for the Square Kilometer Array, or SKA, radio telescope found Starlink satellite emissions affected up to 30% of images in some datasets. Such interference could affect research outcomes that depend on that data. The survey identified more than 112,000 radio emissions from 1,806 Starlink satellites and found that much of the observed interference is not intentional. Some satellites were detected emitting in bands where no signals are supposed to be present at all, such as the 703 satellites we had identified at 150.8 megahertz, which is meant to be protected for radio astronomy. Study lead Dylan Grigg, a PhD candidate at Curtin University, said in a statement. Grigg noted these unintended emissions might come from onboard electronics because they're not part of an intentional signal. Astronomers can't easily predict them or filter them out, he said. While the International Telecommunications Union does regulate satellite emissions to protect astronomical observations, current rules focus on intentional transmissions and do not cover this type of unintended emissions, said Stephen Tingay, a Curtin professor and executive director of the Curtin Institute of Radio Astronomy. However, it's not only Starlink satellites that are the problem. The study team's survey focused on Starlink because it currently has the most extensive constellation with more than 7,000 satellites deployed at the time of the survey. But other satellite networks can leak unintended transmissions too. It is important to note that Starlink is not violating current regulations, so it is doing nothing wrong. Discussions we have had with SpaceX on the topic have been constructive, said Tingay. We hope this study adds support for international efforts to update policies that regulate the impact of this technology on radio astronomy research that are currently underway. The team's research was published in the journal Astronomy and Astrophysics. And that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, I just checked my email and my text messaging. I have not heard anything from Ed, W6RDZ, our rocket man. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I just checked my email and my text messages from anything from Ed, W6RDZ, our rocket man for this evening. So I do not have a rocket report for right now. So I'm going to call on Dave, AF0AS, our other rocket man, and sometimes reporter on site for the SpaceX launches, and see if he's got a rocket report for this evening. Dave, AF0AS, if you got some updates for rocket report this evening, go ahead.
I've been putting together a rocket report since I got home half an hour ago. I'm up to 9 launches next week. There's still a couple more I haven't put in. Over the last week. So, happening in space in the last week. Last Wednesday we had a SpaceX launch from Vandenberg for Tracer and a bunch of other satellites. Booster 1081, 41-day turnaround, its 16th flight. This included the NASA Tandem Reconnection and Cusp Electrodynamics Reconnaissance Satellite, aka Tracer's mission. BARD, a flight demonstration of the Polylingual Experimental Terminal communications system. A flight of Athena Epic, which is a NASA, Air Force, NOAA, and NovaWorks from the Economical Payload Integration Cost, a small sat, demonstrating NovaWorks sensor craft architecture, and REAL, the Realistic Electron Atmospheric Loss Satellite, which is a scientific investigation mission to characterize the loss of particles from the Van Allen belt. And 2 more Skycraft 4 constellation spacecraft for a space-based air traffic management constellation with ADS-B and VHF capabilities from space, and LIDE, LIDE, the direct access live demonstration is a 12U small sat developed by Tyvek and a testbed for ground terminals. out of Vostochny Cosmodrome in Russia, the constellation of 4 ionospheric and magnetospheric research satellites. And there's a whole long list of experiments on them. Following that, on Friday, Arianespace launched a Vega C from French Guiana, and that was the CO3D constellation Oblique M3D, a Earth observation satellite from French CNES. 4 satellites that will be delivering 50-centimeter resolution stereo imagery around the world daily. And then Microcarb, a small sat designed to map sources and sinks of carbon dioxide. After that, on Saturday, SpaceX launched a Falcon 9 Block 5 ship with Starlink Group 1026 out of Slick 40 at Cape Canaveral. Booster 1078 its 22nd flight on a 43-day turnaround. Then after that, SpaceX launched another Falcon 9 Block 5 Starlink Group 17-2. On Saturday, out of Vandenberg, that was Booster 1075 its 19th flight on a 64-day turn. More Starlinks. On Sunday, the Chinese CASC launched a Long March 6A satellite out of the Taiyuan Satellite Rocket Launching Center in China. This had SatNet LEO Group 5, a bunch of low Earth communication sats like Starlink from the Chinese state-owned SatNet. This constellation is expected to grow to 13,000 ships. Following that, on Monday, iSpace out of Jinquan Satellite Launch Center in China launched a Hyperbola 1 with the Kunping 3 satellite, a commercial Earth observation sat in subsynchronous orbit with sub-1 meter resolution capability. And lastly, today, this afternoon at 4:35, Gilmore Space, the first native-born Australian launch company, tried to launch their Eris rocket on test flight 1, and according to Next Space Flight, the rocket never developed sufficient thrust, ascended about 50 meters before flying sideways and falling back near the pad. And that concludes the past week in space. Give me a minute, we'll go to the coming week. And in the coming week, tonight at 9:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, SpaceX is launching another Falcon 9 with a Starlink Group 1029 out of Slick 40 at Cape Canaveral. This will be Booster 1069. And this says Flight 26, but I believe this is Flight 29. 37-day turnaround, more Starlink minis. Following tomorrow with CASC out of the Wenching Space Launch Site in China. We'll be launching a Long March 8A for the SatNet LEO Group. Oh yeah, we don't know what number it is, they haven't said. More of the 13,000 satellite Starlink competitors. Following that, ISRO will be launching a GSLV Mark II booster out of the second launch pad at Satish Dhawan Space Center in India with the NISAR satellite. That is a NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar satellite, or NISAR, using advanced radar imaging to map Earth, land, and sea 4 to 6 times a month with a 5 to 10 meter resolution. Under the terms of that agreement, NASA provides the SAR radar system and telecom, GPS, solid-state recorder, and payload data, and ISRO provides the bus, S-band radar, synthetic radar, the launch vehicle, and services. And also next Wednesday, we have SpaceX with another Falcon 9 Block 5 Starlink Group 13 Mobile Launch Pad at Sidechain Satellite Launch Center. Payload and launch vehicle are highly uncertain identities. Hopefully we'll have more information by next week. Following that, finally on Thursday, I think the fourth launch from Wednesday, SpaceX will be launching another Falcon 9 Block 5. This one's a biggie. SpaceX ISS Crew 11 launch, manned spaceflight launch. Scheduled launch time is 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Booster 1094 on its third flight on a 36-day turnaround. Dragon Shannon on its sixth flight on a 500-day turnaround. Launching out of LC-39A at KSC. Crew 11, 11th operational crew rotation mission of the Dragon to the ISS. Crew is composed of NASA astronauts Commander Zena Cardman and pilot Mike Fink, and mission specialist Kim Yui of Japan's JAXA and Oleg Platonov of Russia's Roscosmos. Following that, on Sunday, we have a Blue Origin New Shepard launch early Sunday morning out of Blue Origin's Launch Site 1 in West Texas. 14th New Shepard launch, 34th launch in Blue Origin's history. Crew is Ari Bahal, Gotham Erdem, Deborah Madarell, Lionel Pitchford, J.D. Russell, and A.G. Justin Sun. The winning bidder for the first New Shepard seat in 2021, who was unable to attend an earlier launch. And J.D. Russell is flying on a New Shepard for his second time. He previously was on NS-28. So 6 flights ago he flew also. Following that, on Sunday, we have another Falcon 9 Starlink launch, Starlink Group 1030 out of Slick 40 at Cape Canaveral. Booster 1080, Flight 21 on another 31-day turnaround. And let's see. Following that, we have a Long March 12 from CAFC. We'll be launching on Monday. It's another SatNet launch. They're trying to get to SpaceX type 3 launches for the same satellite system in a week. And that's all going out of Commercial Launch Complex 2 at Wenchang Space Center in China. Following that, next Tuesday, just before the net at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, we have another Falcon 9 launching by SpaceX. Unknown vehicle, and we'll be launching another one from Vandenberg. That will be the 4th Vandenberg launch, if I have this right. And with that, I think that's the rocket report. Back to you, Bertus.
All right, Dave. I appreciate you doing the rocket report this evening. Yeah, our other rocket man, Dave. I do appreciate it. Thanks for that. Yeah, I hadn't heard anything from Ed. So, and when you checked in, I said yes. I have a backup. So there we go. So thanks for that. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. We're done with the rocket report. And let's see, I'll check for more check-ins. Let's see, I don't know if PJ is still over there on YouTube. He was looking for frequencies for the net. Let's see, didn't see any response, but yeah, skyhublink.com for that. We're on actually, I switched back just a sec. I'm on 448350 here in Denver right now. We'll switch back to the Wires X. A little bit better audio on that, but hopefully everybody heard that. I was getting some cutouts during your transmission there, Dave, so I switched over to analog and got a solid copy. right now, I'll go ahead and pause here to see if there are any more check-ins. Anyone else wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
This is Kilo Juliet 5, Lima Juliet Zulu. Kilo Juliet 5, Lima Juliet Zulu. Recheck. This is Kilo Quebec 4, Delta Zulu Kilo. Kilo Quebec 4, Delta Zulu Kilo. Travis in Virginia, and I'll be in and out. It's kind of late.
All right, Jacob, we got you on the list. KJ5, LJZ. I may have forgotten to acknowledge you. Apologies for that. But yeah, you're on the list. You're number 11, actually. Travis, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net from Virginia there. I'm originally from, let's see, KQ4DZK. Thanks for checking in tonight. My name is Bernus. That's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra. Call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Always like to touch base with my new check-ins. I know it's late there, but I do appreciate you staying up past 10 o'clock. You caught us just before I'm starting to go down the list. Got a long list. But I always like to touch base with my first time check-ins and find out what your interest, background in astronomy is, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for decades or somewhere in between. What's your interest? Travis, I'm going to put you at the first of the list just because you're you're here, and it is late there back on Virginia, and we'll go down the list a little bit later. So again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Please share with us what's your interest, background in astronomy. Go ahead.
Okay. Alrighty, I guess I can do that. I've, for whatever reason, I'm visually impaired and I can't really see well enough to look through a telescope or anything. But I've always been interested anyway. Just astrophysics has always fascinated me, and the planets, the solar system, other stars with solar systems. They're finding way more of those now. The space in general has always fascinated me ever since I was in like fifth grade or something. It might have been sixth grade, seventh grade, something like that. But anyway, I try to keep up on what's going on in the astronomy community. I read, I get a Science News Digest every morning of the stuff that's up, and oftentimes there's astronomy things in there. So I always read that. Always been fascinated by that. So that's pretty much what I do. I don't do anything. I'm a computer programmer by trade, but I don't do anything with astronomy except for read about it, and really enjoy what I read. So that's me in a nutshell. Thank you for bringing me in. KT4DZK, back to net.
All right, Travis, welcome to the net. Yeah, and that was one of the, I think, one of the initial reasons I started the net way back when, is to share my love of astronomy with people over the air. And I realized then this is an observational medium over an auditory medium, and it works well both ways. And we all learn something every single time. Whether you can look up in the skies or you're out there, like you said, reading, find out what's on the literature, listening in. And that's one reason I wanted to combine radio with astronomy for just for that, just to share this stuff, to be able to share what we're looking at up in the skies, stuff that we can't see, all of that, all of the the theories and things like that we talk about. What's going on and living vicariously over the radio and learning about astronomy and what's up in the skies, whether it's visually or radio astronomy, what we're listening to, things like that. So again, welcome to the net. Appreciate your comments tonight. Appreciate you checking in tonight. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. We're going to go back up to the top of the list and let's see. Now's the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. Questions, comments, observation reports, anything you'd like to pass along to the net, now's the time to do it. First on the list tonight is Jack, KE0VH. Good evening to you, Jack. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, Jack may check in a little bit later on. He's out there flight simming, so hopefully he can give some comments a little bit later on. Next on the list is Doug out in Parker, K0ATP. Good evening to you, Doug. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Dave up in Evergreen, KAF0AS. Good evening to you, Dave. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Everything I covered in the rocket report, the non-launch side of rocketry this week. SpaceX has moved two starships, number 37 and 38, out of their assembly area. 38 is moved to the massive test site for cryo and pressure testing. That's underway as we speak over the last day or so, and hopefully we'll conclude in a day or two and go back into the build site. 37 has been sent out to the launch site where it is sitting in the orbital launch mount, which normally holds boosters, with a whole bunch of MacGyver modifications. They have taken a transport stand and lifted it up inside the launch mount and made a temporary structure to hold some pipes and hoses to connect the cryo fluids to the ship, and they are getting ready to static fire it. There are beach closures tomorrow and Thursday for potential static fires. That should be static fire clears the way for flight 10, the next potential Starship launch, which could happen in a couple of weeks or a month, who knows. Other than that, that's about all I've got. So, hope everybody's enjoying it, and go back to your burner. It's early, it's clear.
All right, Dave, I do appreciate you doing the rocket report for sure, and those updates as well. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Moy down in Texas, N5ZIQ. Good evening to you, Moy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, so let's see. Rip had to check in and out. That's K3XO. So we'll go down to Brian in Tennessee. W4BJB. Good evening to you, Brian. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is David out in Ohio, WE8M. Good evening to you, David. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list is Roy up in Oregon, KI7PKL. Good evening to you, Roy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, well, good evening, Ernest, and everybody on the net. That's pretty good one. KI7PKL. We lost you there, Roy. Go ahead. All right, we lost Roy there. I don't know what happened. Roy, yeah, we lost you there. But for those of you who want to check out Roy's QRZ webpage, he's one of our resident astrophotographers. I borrow his images for the newsletter. You may want to check out some of his images that he's done and the work he's done with astrophotography. Again, his call sign KI7PKL, Kilowatt India 7, Papa Kilo Lima. Check out his images and say hey to Roy. Okay, next on the list is Greg in Craig, Colorado. KF0URP. Good evening to you, Greg. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Victor down in Arizona, K7MLI. Good evening to you, Victor. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. good evening, Ernest K7 NLI. We're Cave Creek this evening, still daytime, and probably have an hour or two of daylight going on. Other than that, blue skies. Right across an interesting thing. I was rummaging through some stuff a while back, and I came across the astronomy booklet on for the Boy Scouts Merit Badge series. I was looking over it, and there's a lot of pretty interesting information, especially for someone that's just kind of a newbie in all of this, but hey, but good info on celestial motion, constellations, all kinds of great information. So I just throw that out there. It's Boy Scout Merit Badge series, the book on astronomy. And other than that, we're just kind of waiting for the sun to go down and see if we can spot anything. So back to you, Ernest. This is K7 MLI.
All right, Victor. Yeah, you may have to wait a little while. You may be able to spot Mars towards the west, but everything else is rising a little bit later, later on as far as planets is concerned, or very early in the morning, for that matter. And of course, the moon won't be up. Well, let's see. What time? Where is the moon? Yeah, it's up. We just had a full. Let's see. We just had a new moon. So that might be on the 24th. So 3, 4, 5. Let's see. What is today? 29. 5-day-old moon. Yeah, that should be up for a little while longer. All right, Victor. But yeah. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight, and hopefully you'll get to see something once the skies darken a little bit more down there. Let's see. This is KI0ARNet control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Jacob down in Texas. KJ5LJZ. Good evening to you, Jacob. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Kilo Juliet 5, Lima Juliet Zulu Burnus. Our timing is impeccable. My radio was turned off for the past 5 minutes. It's expected to get back on. I turned it back on a win. I'm doing all right. There is a surprising number of people here from Austin today. I noticed during the first round of check-ins and later on and on the YouTube, there were, I want to say, 7 people from Austin here today. You can confirm that later. Very surprising. I'm curious if, especially the ones checking in the fireside, if they're checking in on their own or if they're checking in through the inside of OAK repeaters. But yeah, I have been doing all right. I haven't got much observation time in this summer as much as I really wanted to. I do a lot of observing from my neighborhood. There's a golf course nearby that I go to that tends to be pretty dark. That's known as close to downtown. I've gotten a couple somewhat decent pictures of the moon through my Dothronian. But other than that, I haven't really been doing that much observing. I do have a question for you, Bernard. Do you know of any research or if there's any studies done? If there's any studies that have been done, the quality on the effects of different, I guess, light temperatures and lighting styles of streetlights that can affect observation. Because my street just installed new streetlights after not having some for a few months, which is really nice for picking up for some naked eye observations in my front yard. But they just recently installed these deafeningly bright white LEDs when previously they were, I believe, like orange incandescents or orange LEDs. Couldn't really tell. It's really bothering me. And I do, but for some reason, it
right, Jacob, in answer to your question, yes, I have seen some of it. It's been a long time, but I know there were some studies done with different wavelength of light, the sodium versus some of the other lights, and I know there have been some towns that were nearer to larger observatories that did exactly that. They changed their lighting to the different wavelengths of light, so that it wouldn't interfere with uh, the nearby larger observatories. And some towns have gone to pointing it more downward. There's a lot of light that reflects, or just kind of spreads out and just goes all over the place. Unfortunately, my area is like that. They go all over the place. uh, so my sky has gotten brighter since we moved in here over 30 years ago, unfortunately, in this area. But yes, there are certain wavelengths of lights that are conducive to a backyard astronomy as opposed to the lights that a lot of people do get now that are just way too bright for doing anything other than looking at the moon and maybe a few bright planets and maybe a few bright stars. I have my new Dwarf 2 camera, and I can't even get it to calibrate because the skies are so bright. It can't find anything to calibrate against. So unfortunately, I can't do much work with it, at least in my backyard. But yes, there have been some studies on the different lights that can be used and probably should be used and may even be cheaper. It all depends. I'd have to go and really research that, but you should be able to find some sort of research like that on the internet. That's for sure, Jacob.
Thanks for the information. Interesting fact: the Austin is probably news for good reasons, but Austin, Texas, invented not invented, but they really pioneered artificial man-made light pollution in the late 1800s with their invention of moonlight towers, moon towers, as you call them here. They used to have them in different places in the U.S., but I believe Austin is the only city that still has them continuously operating. Basically, they were when they were first set up, they were these big arc lamps that would be set up. Oh, I want to say maybe about 40 meters up in one of these towers, all across town. And they weren't very bright, but back in the day, that's why they were called moon towers, because they gave off like something slightly stronger than moonlight to light the way in the interstate. But they still have them here today. They replaced them all with LEDs, and they're still not very bright. They're not nearly bright as like street light would be. But they still have them, I think, mostly for historical reasons, and because they do look cool. And I believe they've outfitted some of them with cell towers as well. But yeah, an interesting fact about Austin. And one more comment. I will say that I think looking at them right now, it may just be because we haven't had street lights for a few months, and I got a little peeved when they put them back in. But I think they replaced them with the new LED lights that are in them they must be a wavelength that's better than the previous incandescents that we had, or they may have been a sodium, I couldn't tell. I think I'm seeing the sky clearer than before because they're not as bright. I'm seeing that the ground is not nearly as illuminated as it once was. So yeah, I think they're just not as bright. They're just uglier in my eyes. Back to my control. That's all for me.
All right, Jacob. Yeah, I just looked at the list. There are five check-ins from Austin. You're one of them. Four of them are new contacts, so they may be checking in for your fireside link. So I appreciate that. And it's 4 out of the 9. So almost half of the new ones are from Austin there. So there you go. But yeah, we'll get to them in momentarily there. But Jacob, yeah, appreciate your questions. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is, let's see, Mike is over on YouTube. I don't know if you can check in or at least say hey over on YouTube there, Michael. KO5AOK. If you're on the air, I'll give you a few seconds here. What have you got for us tonight, Mike? KO5AOK, go ahead. All right, next on the list is Eric AG5YL. Good evening to you, Eric. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net down in Texas. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, you caught me in the pool earlier. We had a campfire looking at Alberio, big star, and we're looking at the Triplet Nebula. That's kind of a beautiful day. We were looking at Mars a little bit ago. We got a telescope out, but we're just using the binoculars and naked eye kind of stuff. And Cygnus is up there, looking kind of beautiful. In the night sky, the fire has kind of died down. Gosh, it's not even really that hot outside. And I'm just staring down Scorpius and Sagittarius with I guess they're 80mm binoculars. They're kind of hard to hold, but it works for short term. But me and the gal are just enjoying the night sky, kind of listening into the net. Alpha Golf. Thank you, Amos.
All right, Eric. Yeah, you may want to touch base with Jacob there in Austin area as well. Nice contingent from Austin, so I do appreciate that. Thanks for your comments tonight, and welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see. I'm going to go back up. I'm going to from David out in Ohio. We're going to try you again, David. WE8M. Yeah, I was listening over on Wires X. We didn't hear you, but I saw your post over in the AIM window. So advantages of getting on NetLogger is you can send me a note and check in that way, and we can always do radio checks and things like that for you. WE8M, David, go ahead. What have you got for us tonight?
This is WE8M. Just a quick check.
David, we got just a quick check, and then it dropped out. Try again.
Back to you.
Okay, something's going on. David, we got it back to you there. Something's going on with the dropouts there, so I don't know what it is. let's try that again, and with SkyHub, key up, give it about 2 seconds, and then speak into the mic, and then before you release the PTT, give it another 2 or 3 seconds. That way we won't cut either end of the transmission. There is a little bit of a lag on the front and the back side of the transmissions through SkyHub here. So let's try that again. If you've got a comment for the net, go ahead, please.
All right, let's try radio altogether. Is this any better? Back to you.
All right, yeah, we had a little dropout. Said let's try a little break, and so we got something about dropping the radio altogether. So there you go. Maybe if I switch over to analog, we'll get you. Let me do that, and go ahead, Dave.
We're in Highland County, Ohio. I'm a recent. I retired at the beginning of this year and moved from the inner city of Cincinnati to, with borderline skies, to rural Highland County with about mortal 3 point. And found that is disintegrating on me for some reason. No, excuse me. Anyway, I deforked the sucker and put it on a Skywatcher AL55 Pro mount. So I got rid of the flip mirror by putting a weakened visual back. TSO, Crayford focuser, and William Optics. Not only that, just yesterday I ordered a C-Star S50, and I'm really looking forward to trying that out. Since I'm no longer going to use the tripod for the ETX 125, Star. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to finally getting some I0 AR and the net. This is
All right, David. Yeah, we caught most of that. There were some breaks throughout your transmissions, but definitely caught most of it. You got some new equipment. You got some old equipment. You're getting it all ready. You're in a dark sky area, so those of us city dwellers are definitely jealous about that. But yeah, getting out of the Cincinnati area and into the dark sky areas where you can actually see some stuff. So that's fantastic, and now you can have some time to spend retirement out there as well and enjoy the night skies. But and looking forward to hearing some of the observational reports that you'll come with your new equipment there. Uh, but definitely appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see. Next on the list is Susan down in Phoenix, Arizona. You're not in Arizona. You're not in Phoenix tonight. You're with Vic. So there you go. KJ7QGF. Good evening to you, Susan. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Bernard. This is Kilo Julia 7, Quebec Foxtrot, and we are now seeing sunset in Cape Creek. Our horses are with us, and we just rinsed them off. They were so hot, and they just took a bountiful run around the arena, and we are looking forward to those meteor showers. And my goodness, they're going to be so abundant. By 20, the news I read said 20 an hour. So that'll be really fun. And anyway, we're enjoying the net, and thank you so much, Bruno. And this is Kilo Juliet 7, Quebec Foxtrot.
All right, Susan. Yeah, the Southern Delta Acarids peaked this morning and yesterday morning. You may still see them. Look for the Perseids coming up in 2 weeks. However, the moon will interfere with some of that observation. However, the Perseids is one of those showers it's pretty darn close to actually starting. This week. It's good, plus or minus about 2 weeks on either side of the peak, which is on the 12th of August. Start looking, and it's looking for the Perseids, even in the evening skies. Starting this weekend would be good. A good time to get out there under clear skies. And then on the backside of it as well for a week or so after the 12th. Be a little bit more difficult with the moon in the morning sky there, however. So you're going to see the bright ones, the Perseids, anywhere from 60 to 80 per hour, maybe even more, up to 200 possibly, but not this year. Not this year because of the moon. You'll only see the brightest one. So you might be able to see 20 of the Perseids because of the numerousness of that one, the proliferation of those meteors during the Perseid meteor shower coming up. But even in the evenings when it is clear, definitely. And that's for all of you. If you've got a clear evening, go out there and see if you might spot some of those early Perseid meteors. And there's several other meteor showers going on as well. You might even see some skippers, some earth grazers, the ones that just like skipping a rock across a pond. You may see some earth grazers do exactly that. When they're at a lower angle to the horizon, you'll see them skip across the upper atmosphere. Those are always interesting to spot, but hopefully you'll get to see some of those. And those you're going to better see in the evenings for sure. But good luck with that, Susan. Enjoy the horses. Enjoy the warmer weather down there. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see. Next on the list is Don up in Washington, KI7. Let me let this thing reset. All right, we're going to call on Don up in Washington, KI7ZRI. He did check in and out, but we'll see if he's still around. KI7ZRI. What have you got for the night for us tonight, Don? Go ahead. Next on the list is Shane down in Austin, Texas. KJ5MER. Good evening to you, Shane. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Welcome to the handbands as well. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Bob up in New York, AD2IZ. Good evening to you, Bob. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Jose down in Texas, another Austinite. KJ5MEL. Good evening to you, Jose. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Jay up in Wyoming, AI7OF. Good evening to you, Jay. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Thanks, Ernest. This is Jay up in Miami, Wyoming. I don't have any useful observations, just an anecdote that I'm heading down to Vegas this next week for a hacker conference at Black Hat/DEFCON. I'm going to be staying in the Vegas Luxor, so I don't expect to be seeing much in outer space. The Luxor is probably the most light-polluting thing in the town of Vegas, let alone all the rest of the casinos. So, if I can see anything in Vegas, I'll be surprised. Back to that. This is Alpha India 7, Oscar Foxtrot.
All right, Jay. Appreciate that. Yeah, enjoy the Luxor. Stayed in the Luxor many, many years ago, probably, at least 20 years ago, maybe a little longer. Definitely an interesting hotel to stay at, or hotel/casino. And look the opposite way. Look for that big beam on the top of the pyramid. See how high that you can see that into the sky. See if that's shining into space, or how high that does. That's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, last time I was in Vegas, yeah, not too much to see up in the skies, that's for sure. All right, Jay, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Ben out in Virginia. KM4LMO. Good evening to you, Ben. I know you were having some issues with Echolink, but kind of watching over on YouTube as well. But definitely, if you've got anything for us tonight, again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net there, Ben. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Oh, Randall, I was just getting ready to call on you. AE7RJ. Good evening to you, Randall, up in Washington. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Okay, I got a few late check-ins to acknowledge Ed, W6RDZ, thanks for checking in tonight. Robert, VK2DY, thanks for checking in tonight. And Richard, WB9CSP, thanks for checking in tonight. I got you guys on the list. We're almost to the bottom, so I'll get to you in just a minute. Charles in Austin, Texas, KJ5HIC. Good evening to you, Charles. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. I think you checked in via YouTube, so I'll keep an eye over there for what you got. Okay, can't do radio tonight. No worries. Been in astronomy for many years, but still very much an amateur. There, aren't we all? All right. Live in a dark sky area southwest of Austin. So yeah, we're jealous there. We're jealous, Charles. Thanks for that. And thanks for checking in via YouTube and posting that comment. I got you on there, so thanks for that. And again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Wojtek, W-O-J-T-E-K. W9GIL. It says here in Illinois. Don't know if you're in Illinois or you said you checked in through several ways to get here tonight. So welcome. Welcome to the net. If you're still out there listening on YouTube, great, post something there. If you're on the radio, I'd love to hear you. W9GIL, welcome to the net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Bernie's from K0VH, just to let you know I'm back in here. I got called away.
All right, Jack, no worries. We'll get to you in just a sec. We're just about the bottom of the list, and then I'll just open up the net. But yeah, long net, great. A bunch of check-ins. Let's see. 28 check-ins so far. I haven't even called for last check-ins. Next on the list is Travis out in Virginia. Good evening to Travis. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. KQ4 DZK. Good evening to you, Travis. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list is Ed, W6RDZ. Good evening to you, Ed. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Ernest. Good evening to the net. My sincere apologies for not preparing a rocket report tonight. My weekend and first of the week just turned upside down. Wasn't able to put anything together. A huge thank you to Dave who put that together and just did an excellent job with it. That's all I have. Hang in there. I'll get back to writing rocket
All right, Ed. Yeah, no worries. Work comes first. That's for sure. Yeah, life gets in the way sometimes, don't it? All right, Ed. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Robert down in Australia, VK2DY. Good evening to you, Robert. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Yes, good evening to you. Good afternoon from here. This is Robert, VK2DY, in a rainy northwestern Sydney. It is raining, it is cold, it's only 11 or 12 degrees Celsius, and it's supposed to rain for the next 8 days, so there's not going to be any astronomy down here in Sydney for a little bit of time here. Anyway, I put an article in the text box. Actually, whatever it is, it's the almost instant messenger window about a launch that they tried and here in Australia, the first Australian-built rocket in Bowen, up in northern Queensland, where they tried to launch it. It was a successful launch, but then it came down after 14 minutes. So it was not really, well, they consider it a success, but they actually got it launched. But anyway, it is what it is. It's the first one. We've had other launches here. There was another place in the Northern Territory where they did a couple launches for NASA with American-built rockets. But this is the first Australian-built rocket. So, and it was also a much larger rocket than they were doing in northwestern or in the Northern Territory. So anyway, Australia will be in space. It's just taking some time. Let me reset for a second. Okay, so Dwarf 2. There's a club here in Western Sydney Astronomical Club, which is affiliated with a private observation facility in the Blue Mountains. And twice a month, they have Saturday nights. They have an open house that you can go to and go to this facility in the Blue Mountains. Now, the advantage of this is located a fair distance from light, so the sky is pretty. It's not a complete dark sky, but it's pretty dark. So this is the first time I had a chance. I took my Dwarf 2 out there. The first time I've actually had it in dark skies. And I was surprised. I thought the thing didn't work. Because it took forever to find its location here in Sydney. It just was, I thought it was the system. It was the skies. The thing calibrated pretty quickly. I took some really nice photos of the night sky. I got a nice photo, I think around 17, a couple of other objects up there. And they're actually quite well. They're actually quite nice, you know, for an inexpensive rig. There were some really nice photos. So I'm impressed with the Dwarf 2. I just wasn't in the past because I didn't realize how much it depended on having a dark sky. But anyway, it was fun, it worked, and I'm very pleased. VK2DY, back.
All right, Robert. I appreciate that. Yeah, stay dry. Appreciate you sharing that with about the Dwarf 2. Yeah, it definitely depends on dark skies for sure. You know, I said earlier that I can't even calibrate my Dwarf 2 in the backyard because it's so bright. You can't see anything. But get it out there under dark skies and it does fine. I got some interesting pictures as well with mine. I still need to play with it some more. All right, Robert, appreciate the report from Down Under. Yeah, we talked a little bit about that. Dave talked a little bit about that launch from Down Under. there as well. I know they're trying. They'll get there. The old joke is, how do you become a millionaire by launching rockets? Well, you start off as a billionaire. So there you go. I think in some of that, you got to spend a lot of money to get those things to work. That's for sure. All right, Robert, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Richard down in Paris, Texas. WB9CSP. Good evening to you, Richard. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Whiskey Bravo 9, Charlie Sierra Papa. Hello down to the folks in Austin from up here in Paris, Texas. And yeah, I put a link there in the A window there for that. I've been checking up on Hubble for a long, long time. My dad introduced me to it back in 2008. And there's a swirling spiral galaxy image NGC 3285 Bravo, which is 137 million light years away, and it's the Hydra 1 cluster. And it's a really cool picture if you get to take a look at it. It's a short read. It's only 2 minutes long, but it's pretty interesting just being able to look at other galaxies. And I did wonder, have you done any picture gazing or research on the Hubble lately? Over.
Yeah, Richard, not lately, but yeah, definitely an interesting picture. So those of you who have NetLogger there, you may check out Richard's link towards the bottom of the page. And yeah, the interesting thing about that image is if you look at it, most everything in that image is a galaxy or a galaxy of stars of different shapes, spirals, edges on, globular type. There's galaxies that you can see behind the main one as well. I would say just about everything that is in that image is actually a galaxy. There may be a star or two as well individually, but it's amazing to take a look at take a look at a particular piece of sky and see all of the galaxies. I know Hubble did that a while ago. Looked at some of the empty, at least what we thought were empty spaces up in the sky, and they put Hubble to it, and all of a sudden this got thousands and thousands of galaxies, mega millions of light years away, so to speak. But yeah, definitely an interesting image. For those of you who are interested, definitely take a look. And you can find that under NASA Hubble missions. And this image is dated July 25th. So take a look at that for sure. All right, Richard, appreciate you sharing that with us. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see, we are at the bottom of the list. I'm going to go back up to Jack, KE0BH. Good evening to you, Jack. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Bruce. Good evening. Just want to thank everybody for their participation, for being part of Sky at Blue. We do appreciate it. And I don't really have anything otherwise for the net. I got called away earlier and had to do some other stuff. Sorry I wasn't there when you called on me earlier, but anyway, everybody have a good night. I am going to do a live stream tomorrow night on my YouTube channel, and we'll be flying from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, up to Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories in a WestJet 737 MAX, so that'll be fun. Bruce, hopefully I get to see you there, and I'd like to invite everybody else to check out my YouTube channel there when you can. Ernest, back to you. Have a good night. 7-3 from K0VH. Once again, guys, everybody, thanks for being part of Sky Hub Link.
All right, Jack. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Yeah, I'll let's see. Tomorrow's a busy day, but yeah, I'll definitely check in. I'm gonna definitely try to check in tomorrow night as well. Uh, and listen to your tunes as you fly along as well. That's kind of nice that you do that. Also, David, yeah, a plug if you haven't noticed. Skyhublink.com, and then check the connections tab under there, and it shows you all the different ways that you can connect directly to Skyhublink, including your where is it? The DMR, WiresX, the YSF reflector, digital, Echolink, IRLP, D-Star, all of those extra links, All-Star, I think All-Star's in there. Yep, there it is. Yeah, check out that. It's under the status / connections link. There you go. And that goes for everybody. Some of the best way to check into Starlink or Skyhub Link is the direct links. If you're having problems other ways, I know we did the Fireside link as well, so I do appreciate that. Hopefully, everybody on that we got you guys checked in there, so I do appreciate that link up. All right, we are at the bottom of the list and well past the top of the hour, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the net. One call only for anybody else. Questions, comments, late check-ins, please call KI0AR now.
Kilo Oscar 6, Quebec Tango. Kilo Oscar 6, Quebec Tango.
All right, Kilo Oscar 6, Quebec Tango. That's showing out in Hawaii. James, good evening to you, James. That's a new call on the list, so welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Actually, the tail end of it, we're just getting ready to wrap up. We start at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 on Wednesday. So I don't know what time it is out there in Hawaii. I think we're three or 4 hours ahead of you guys. KO6QT, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. My name is Bernice. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra. I'm going to call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. I'm going to make your call the last one for this evening, but I always like to touch base with my first time check-ins, especially those that are a little further away, and you're in Hawaii there, I think, or you can definitely let us know what your background experience is in astronomy, anything else you'd like to pass along to the net for tonight's as we go down the list, or you're the last one on the list. James, go ahead. Welcome to the net. Yeah, please go ahead.
Kilo India 0 Alpha Romeo from KO6QT returning. The handle is James. The QTH, Kilo Hawaii Island Central Pacific. This is no drill. This is no drill. We are in a tsunami alert. I repeat, we are in a tsunami alert. We have heavy waves scheduled to hit us in approximately 1 hour's time tonight. Approximately at least 3-footers coming in. All beaches have been evacuated. I am now at high ground. I'm near the Emergency Operations Center here near the police station in Hilo, Hawaii. And it's quite busy tonight. Sorry to interrupt your net. but good copy here. I just want to transmit a last transmission before we lose our power. Anyway, kilo, kilo, India 0 Alpha Romeo from KO6QT. Back to you, sir.
All right, James, thanks for that. Yeah, definitely. If you need to use any reports, the Skyhub link definitely is available for that, for the emergency reports there. So stay safe, stay dry, and appreciate that report for sure. And welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Yeah, I know you can't see anything through tsunamis there, but anybody listening in Hawaii, definitely take heed, get to safe. Get to a safe area for sure. James, appreciate that. Appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening. I'd like to thank the Rocky Mountain Radio League for the use of their repeater system. Also, I'd like to thank the Skyhub Link group for use of their repeater systems as well. And all the different ways that we can get checked in around the world. Through the system as well, so do appreciate that. Actually, I'd like to check. We had 29 check-ins tonight. That's including several over on YouTube that either had calls or didn't have calls or what have you. I think I got most everybody that was over there that said hey. So I do appreciate that, being able to use YouTube as well. So great turnout tonight. I do appreciate that. With that, I will say 73 and, excuse me, one more thing. So we'll see everybody next week at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net. Please check out skyhublink.com for more information. This is KI0AR 73, and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.